2022-23 regular season is coming to an end tonight for the Woodford County Yellow Jackets as they host the Tigers of Bardstown tonight here from the Hive on the Yellow Jacket Sports Network. Good evening and welcome to tonight's broadcast of high school basketball on the Yellow Jacket Sports Network, courtesy of DD Sports Production. Darren Douglas along with Steve Bruce as we get you set for postseason action. 30th District, by the way, will be played right here at Woodford County High School beginning on Monday, February the 20th. We'll have a girls' game. That'll be Collins and Woodford County in the opener. The nightcap will be Collins against Shelby County. The winner of those games will move on to play the number 1 seed. For the girls, it's Anderson County. For the boys, it's Spencer County. So could be an interesting week of basketball here, Steve, for the postseason.
Yeah, no, I am. I mean, the district has lots of opportunities or lots of possibilities and could have lots of negativity at the same time for really one of the most, in my memory here in the last few years, probably the most contested, tight race that we've had. Because, we came down to that last game of the season, and, you had a 4-way tie.
Right.
And
had to have a lot of things happen, too.
Yeah. And so you went from number 1, you had a 4-way tie for first, and you had teams like Anderson and
Spencer.
Collins that went from like 1 to 4.
Right.
And so, like Collins, due to a tiebreaker, became the 4 seed, and so they have to play Shelby County as I call it the play-in game, and so
right.
Yeah, it's I think it's going to be a tight race. I said all year in the district for Woodford County, the team that concerns me the most is Spencer County.
Yeah.
I think Woodford plays fine with everybody else. I think they can handle everybody else. You could flip a coin and say, Anderson plays, sort of a rugby style basketball game.
For fans that are basketball, they don't know what rugby is, but we'll go Big East basketball back in the day.
Well, you could. Yeah.
They call it the black and blues,
Yeah.
is what they call it.
But they also run a very an offense that is very particular about the things they do. They do lots of backdoor cuts. They do lots of picks.
On ball, away from the ball.
Yeah.
It's kind of a flex offense married with what Bobby Knight used to do back in the day.
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
That's probably a good explanation. It has lots of Princeton principles, the old Princeton
right.
principles, where you knew if you came out to this end and you backdoored and went this way, if your teammate went that way, then you would cut this way, or you get a cross screen, and so it's really like the old motion offense in some ways, where you just played what they taught you. If you passed across, you picked down.
Right.
If you passed up, you picked across. I mean, just little things like that you did. That's Anderson. Collins can play that same style, but they also don't mind running.
Right.
And they're very athletic.
Very much.
And they got 2 kids that can, especially number 1.
Yeah, that's
Quarterback, right?
no, Gooden is number 10.
Okay. Well, he got a great mid-range jumper.
Yeah, he does.
And that's where he wants to be. I mean, he's comfortable at that free throw line in, man. And, man, what a move he's got to get there. So it's not all negative if you're a Collins fan that they're playing the play-in game, because they get a game under their belt, and they're going to turn around and play Spencer County the next night that hadn't played yet in district. And this you're talking about, I mean, they may call it an upset that the 4 seed could potentially knock off the 1 seed.
Right.
I don't think you got 4 teams that are number 1.
Yeah.
They just happen to have to get ranked in a certain
And they're
order.
all different styles and things like that. Woodford likes to get up and get and moving. Spencer likes the same thing. So as opposed, Woodford will not shoot a ton of threes. Spencer County will shoot as soon as they get on the bus.
Yeah. Well, and Woodford is when they've struggled, they've jacked up more threes.
Right.
They've gotten satisfied. Where they're good at shooting threes, Woodford, is when they're driving and kicking out. To me, that's what Wade needs to do more of. And just relax. Hey, let's use your quickness and your size to your advantage. Let's go to the basket and then let's kick out. I'd like to see him, potentially as a player, right now maybe average. I mean, he got Jasper. He's gonna put up his shot.
Right.
So, you first of all, you got to know that. And we've talked before. He takes good shots, and then he takes bad shots. I think he's done a whole lot better job this year compared to last year of his shot selection. And I want him shooting.
Right.
I mean, he shoots well enough behind the line, and then just goes and gets the ball.
Where if he's hitting from behind the arc, he is absolutely
ignorant.
Well, but he's also vacating the lane that way because people now are having to hedge and find him, so that creates driving lanes for Aiden Nelson, for Makai Smith, even for Santonio Wade, and tonight it looks like John McCreer.
Well, at least he's warming up. That's
right.
Good to see. I'm not sure how much he's going to play or how they're going to do it. But what I meant by Jasper being ignorant, he doesn't care. When he's hot, he's going to shoot it from anywhere, and he's got confidence. I mean, he has no knowledge of where he's at, what he's doing when he's hot. And he is dangerous.
Yeah.
Because you could say, well, okay, we've held him in check, and he got 4 points, and the next thing you know, you look down at your stat sheet, and he's up to 16.
Right.
And he can do it that quick. That's sort of the uniqueness that he brings. That's what I mean by that. But because I really think he's still done.
He has no conscience at all. It's just.
And he still does some things that he's got to learn not to do. But man, I think he's progressed from last year to this year in his shot selection, but to me, sort of his tenacity to go get the ball. And I really like, that's really what I like about watching him play is, man, he just got a knack to go get the ball. And so, yeah, you got Woodford. They can play because they've proved that. That's why I say I'm not worried about Collins and Anderson, except for the fact with Collins, it's such a big rival, you never know what's going to happen.
Right.
But Spencer County is the unknown for me because they never, ever quit shooting. I mean, it just drives me up.
Well, and that's what caused it in that game for it to even go to one overtime. A prayer was answered for Spencer County, a kid who had missed, I think, 7 straight threes.
Hadn't scored in the second half.
Hadn't scored in the second half, put one up at the end of and banked it in. It actually banked it and caught the front edge of the rim. We thought it was going to come off hard and bounce straight up in the air and drop through. So, those kinds of things are what happens.
That's the part that's why they scare me. Because of that. Because of that knowledge, because of that play. That's the deal for me.
Right.
The others, I know what I'm going to get, when I'm going to get it, how I'm going to get it, all those type things. And so, for me, that's why I'm always nervous about it.
Right.
I think Spencer County, both girls and boys, are one of the top teams in the region.
Agreed.
And if Spencer County boys get hot and click,
they can beat anybody in the region.
And they can beat about anybody.
Yeah.
Because their range is phenomenal, and their mentality that doesn't change even when they're not shooting well. So I like that. So that's a long way around. As my dad says, that's a long way around the belt line to get to where we were going.
Right. But that's okay. You got it.
But I think the district tournament could be is a coin flip.
Right.
I don't think there's a favorite.
One of four. And Shelby can get hot enough. They got just enough good shooting that they can cause some problems.
I think it's 35, the little guard.
Yeah.
Like
three. Number three. Yeah.
Lights out.
Yeah.
I mean, you give it like a blink of an eye, he can get his shot off. He just doesn't have much help.
Right.
And I think that's sort of been their struggle. So, yeah, they can knock off Collins. And being Collins, Shelby County, you're talking about
county rivals. Yeah, buddy.
Big rivals. So there's a lot in a district tournament game. There's a lot on the line.
Yes.
They know each other well. And so I just think it potentially could be a coin flip. I will say, out of those teams, based on looking at their schedule and their record, Woodford's played the toughest schedule.
Yes.
And so their record's not very good. But to me, they played a schedule that has seasoned them to go on a postseason run. And they're going to be one of these teams, potentially, they could very easily be a team that goes to the state tournament with like a 500 record.
Right.
And everybody going to look and say, "What? It's because of their strength of schedule." I think it's been one of the. I haven't looked at everybody's obviously and know how to rate those, but to me it has to be one of the toughest schedules that any high school team has played this year. And Coach Brown has, since he's been here, could care less who he plays, where he plays them, and when he plays them.
Right.
He just wants to play.
Right.
And, we joked around about it. And, I joked with him at the beginning of the season, man. I thought he was smarter now. And because his first 5 games were brutal.
Yeah.
And
none of them were at home.
Yeah. And
this will be their 5th home game of the year.
And that's why I say he doesn't care where he goes and plays. And he can't blame anybody but himself because he made the schedule.
Right, that's true. Well, here's the thing too. This is the UK Sports Medicine Game of the Week. We got to talk about those fine folks because we couldn't do what we're doing now. We've already had 2 finals in the book tonight already, and I don't know when they played these games, but we saw one of these. We've actually seen 2 of these teams on the network. DuPont Manual was here a couple of weeks ago in the Head Step Classic. They knocked off this Bardstown team. And they beat Christian Academy of Louisville tonight, 78-69. And in a low-scoring affair, defending 8th region champ, North Oldham knocks off Collins, 51-39. Wow. So those 2 games are already in the book, and interesting situation with all that. But as you saw on your screen with Steve and I were talking, it's senior night here, a couple of seniors. John McCreer hasn't played all year. He's in uniform. He's warmed up, so we'll see how much or if he'll play at all tonight here in his final game as a Yellow Jacket. And then the other guys getting the second senior night is Aiden Nelson, the West Virginia University football signee. Also getting another senior night here. So
I'm telling you, with Aiden Nelson, from a defensive standpoint, when you talk about basketball, he can play anywhere he wants.
Yep.
In basketball. His grind and grit fits into Coach Huggins' system of that stinky 1-3-1 that he likes to play, and then in-your-face man-to-man defense. Aiden Nelson can play defense.
Yep.
Now, his offensive skills don't measure up to that type of level of play, but his defensive skills. And so I would say if people would watch, you watch him, I don't know how difficult some of these kids for Bardstown are going to be to guard, but if you watch him, his body, his footwork is as good as anybody in high school or college. And you'll see man, you just see like great. It's just tremendous to me. Tremendous. It's what you try to teach kids. If you
Right.
can do that type of foot and use your body, because he stays in a vertical posture when he bodies up,
Right.
and he gets his hands out.
Yeah.
And as he gets his hands out, man, how do you? I, they can't. I mean, opposing coaches want to foul, but how do you call a foul on him?
Right.
Because he's done everything that you've taught him to do.
And what they look for as an official to allow you to be able to guard or whatever. So
Yeah, well, and again, all coaches teach, and you try to direct and you try to guide your offensive player with your body so that your hands aren't involved. And most officials allow the moving of an individual with your chest and lower legs. When you go back and watch, when Darren Feldhouse played at UK, and he had to guard the center most of the time. He's undersized height-wise, but man, his strength. And if you go back and watch those films, it's from the waist down where he guarded them. Man,
Right.
he was as good of a knee you out of the post player that I watched, and he just had strength. But his hands were always visible, even though he moved those guys off the post, because the only way he had a chance was to get them off the post.
right.
And that's Aiden Nelson. I love to watch him play defense. Man, his footwork. Some of these guys need to. UK needs to watch him how he moves his feet.
Well, he is playing his final game here at Woodford County High School as far as the regular season is concerned. Of course, next week, February the 20th, we get into postseason district play. And as Steve said, this tournament is going to be very interesting. And one of four teams, and no disrespect to Shelby County, one of the four of the top four seeds could come out of that boys district side of things. I think it's girls side, it's Anderson County Spencer. They split during the regular season.
Yeah, and what's crazy is they both wanted
At each other's place, yeah.
And Anderson's a tough place to play. I don't
Always
care.
has been.
Yeah. And so to be on a neutral site here, sometimes I think there's a good chance. Not only could you, on the girls' side, could you have a Spencer Anderson district final, you potentially could have a Spencer Anderson regional
Boys,
final.
yes, I agree. I know
And
South Oldham's in there somewhere
They are.
as well, and I know Simon Kenton's girls have had a really good season
Well,
as well.
and they're traditional. So there's some things they build off of as well.
Correct.
But I still think when it really comes down to it, Coach Birdwhistle is going to have those girls. He knows what the postseason's about. He knows how to guide a team. He knows how to practice them. He knows how to get them rest. I mean, that is a huge deal. That's probably the negative for Coach Howie, though I think he's got the better team. If they really, talking to him when we played them down there, he was like, yeah, I just can't get over this mental aspect
And
of
now
it.
they've gotten over it, so that may help
And a
them.
big deal winning at Anderson.
Yeah.
And so,
And Holden Anderson, I think, 31 points in that, too.
well, they can play defense because they play that. They play man-to-man, but they play that matchup zone that is just – it's a true matchup.
Yeah, it's almost like an amoeba.
Yeah. And so – and it throws some people off. Do you run a zone offense or do you run man-to-man? And so, I really do. I think it comes down to those two teams. Who's got the better night?
Right.
And who really? I mean, they both know each other, so they're not going to try to trick somebody. It's just who outplays the other one.
Well, I tell you what, this is going to be an interesting game. I got to see Bardstown play, as I said, in the Ed Step Classic. Steve, we talk about that boys district. For folks that follow a little bit of the small college, I had a wild. The only term I can use is a wild game. I've been around a long time, seen a lot of things happen in games. I've seen unusual finishes. I've seen controversial finishes. I've seen big comebacks. I've not seen anything like I saw this past Saturday, though. Georgetown trailed Cumberland University out of Tennessee by a score of 71-48 with 7:28 to play in the game. From that point on, Georgetown outscored Cumberland 38-6 to win by 3 on a three-pointer at the buzzer.
Wow.
I've not seen a run like that in that short a period of time. That was
that reminds you of UKLSU.
Yeah, a little bit, but not. This was just. I mean, and Georgetown had played terrible for 33 minutes, and I bring that up because one of the coaches here assistant coaches for Georgetown is here tonight to watch some folks on both teams tonight. So I got to catch up with him there. So this should be interesting tonight, though. Bardstown, traditionally a really good small high school athletic program, not just in football, but basketball as well.
Oh, yeah.
They have a legendary player out of their high school, and James Boo Brewer is their head coach. Played at the University of Louisville collegiately. And then, of course, everybody knows about Jerron Brown. So two different body styles, but they both played similar games. They both were hard-nosed.
So we could have like a first, since it's the last game. I know Bardstown got another game after this, but you could, if it goes into overtime, you could have, instead of like, the dumb rule in soccer, you have a dumb shootout. We could just have two coaches go one-on-one.
They both look like they can still play. You know what I'm saying? We're getting ready for the national anthem here on the Yellow Jackets Sports Network. Well, you mentioned one person in the house. We have Vince Merrill. Of course, you saw him on your screen with John McCreer during senior night. We also are glad to have Coach Elvis Johnson back with us. Sorry about that. I had to. I muted just so I could get the one microphone going really good.
Wow. I've been muted before.
Yeah. Well, here's the starting lineup for bowling.
People would like to mute me probably more than they do.
For Bardstown, in one guard is Donovan Stone, wearing number 0, 6'2" junior, averaging 13.9 points per ball game. Another guard is Tyleek Williams, a 5'5" junior, averaging 6.3 points per ball game. The leading scorer is Grant Bowling. He's 6'6", a senior, averaging 16.8. Also, Jamarcus Calbert, 5'10", senior, wearing number 3 in purple. He's averaging 4.8 points per ball game. And Jay Trell Kurtzinger, a 6'1" senior, averaging 14.5. For Woodford County, we're looking down right now.
Now,
They do. Here is the starting lineup.
I'm wondering if they got something set up.
Possibly.
Get a layup and
we're
get
getting
him out of there.
Santonio Wade, a 5'9" sophomore, averaging 9 points a ball game. Makai Smith, a 6'3" sophomore, averaging 13.6. Jasper Johnson, a 6'5" sophomore, averaging 21.6 a game. Aiden Nelson, 6'2" senior, averaging 9.8. And John McCreer, a 6'9" senior, playing his first game this season tonight. And again, it's something maybe a special play where you have something set up with Coach Brewer and then you end, you get a timeout and you get him out.
Yeah, lots of times if they've talked to the official beforehand, they're going to say, okay, we're going to jump it up. Woodford's going to get the ball, let McCreer go down and score. Take the ball out. If Bardstown could do this correctly, I tried to do this one time in a middle school game, and the girl didn't know what to do after that. But take the ball out, let Bardstown go, and shoot a layup, and then we start to play. And I think they're going to do that because Sparks is at the table.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, when we do this, is Sparks going to be the one to guard
Bowling.
Yeah, Bowling.
Here's the ball tipped out of bounds, and it goes to Bowling Green. And you know, McCreer looking over at Jasper Johnson and said, hey, you knew I was tipping it that direction. Why weren't you up further?
So now they're going to let Bardstown go score so McCreer doesn't get hurt.
Down goes Tyleek Williams. And now they're going to give McCreer and let him dunk it. That's what was supposed to happen to start the game, but his teammate, Jasper Johnson, kind of let him down a little bit. Now we get Leighton Starks, the 6'4 junior, 5.2 points per ball game. So
See, here's the deal. I mean, I really like how Coach Brewer and both Coach Brown all worked that out to make this. I mean, that's something that I know it's a gimme, but man, that says a lot to both those teams.
Yep. Classy act by Coach Brewer. We said that about Kyra Good and Rogers last year with Collins. Woodford had a couple of years ago had a young lady hurt. This is Williams. Now to Calvert.
So they put
this is Bowling. They're switching all over the place right now, so Johnson has Bowling. Here's a three on the way from Stone. It's good, and it's 5-2 Bardstown. Stone had a miserable game.
Oh, nice pass.
Oh, and Starks wasn't rolling to the basket. And
yeah, that's the right idea.
yeah, good idea from San Antonio.
Yeah, I'd like for him to just put a little bit more touch on it and throw it up a little bit higher. But man, that's the right look. You got to. I mean, you got to do that.
Goes cross court to Bowling. In the right corner to Williams. He pulls up from 12. Too strong. Starks with a rebound on the backside. Here come the Yellow Jackets. Trailing 5-2 early. Johnson going to be a foul on Kurtzinger. That was more of a body check. Kurtzinger, I don't think, understands that Jasper's a little bit quicker than that slow antelope-looking gait of his. He just kind of glides from one side of the floor to the other, just Jasper. Here's Wade.
Yeah, they're trying to deny Johnson, which is he's been fine with that, really.
Yeah.
There's just been a couple of times this year he's allowed that to really bother him.
Here's Wade, deep three, back rim, no. Starks goes and gets the rebound. Turns on Bowling, put it up, and a foul on Bowling.
I thought he got him early with a little shove in the back, but Starks stayed with it. Good footwork, great rebound.
It was a really nice rebounder for all the young folks. He went with two hands.
Yes.
We were talking off the air or on the air that Aiden Nelson, the UK, needs to watch a little bit of his guarding techniques. Oscar, yes, he is leading the country in rebounding, but he needs to look at the two-hand rebounds. He'd have a lot more.
Yeah. They're running their 2-1-2 here.
Here's Bowling, three over Starks. Back rim, no. Rebounded by, they call him on the arm, and I thought that was one where that's a play on. The ball goes out of bounds. Woodford inbounds and go the other way. That's two now on Kurtzinger. That is the third on Bardstown with 6:27 to play in the first quarter. 5-4 Tigers. Johnson into front court to Wade as Woodford breaks the press.
We're going to run this box set here.
Down low for Johnson. They lob it up to him. He goes and gets it, puts it off the glass and in.
Yeah, Bardstown can't stay like that.
This is Williams. Throws a bounce pass back out to Stone, but Wade steps in front of it. Here's Johnson, and a foul on Stone. His first. That's 4 now on Bardstown. And Johnson will go to the line for 2. And it looks like that groin is a whole lot better, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Or hammy. I can't remember which one they were talking about, but it was a leg injury. Or tweak, as Dennis called it. Of course, I had a kid with Dennis and said, what do you know about a tweak of a muscle in the leg?
I'm pretty sure he has no idea.
Jasper hits both. It's 8-5, Tiger.
I told a couple people over there, Coach Johnson, he got some yellow hoodie, like vinyl looking.
Yep, that's a travel on Jasper.
Pullover or something. I said, he reminds me of them wrestlers back when we were in school. They'd come out here to practice, and they'd be all suited up in their yellow. There he is, over in the corner.
Up here at the top.
Yeah.
He's gotten away, I guess.
Somebody got on him.
I guess his dad is in the house, and he says, we're done with that. So, you sit up there and just chill.
Yeah, Mr. Johnson may have told him, you just going up there.
Yeah, maybe. Or Mama did. One of the two. Nice play by Wade to knock it out of bounds. It's just Calvert around to Bowling. He has got a quick trigger and a beautiful jump shot.
Yeah, you got to put more pressure on him and know that little late call there.
Foul on.
I think it's a foul, but you can sort of understand Bardstown getting upset a little late.
That's 5 team fouls on Bardstown right now.
Well, there's only one questionable. That's on a rebound.
Right.
But they've all been legit.
Yeah.
They're running this box set. See, they're trying to isolate Jasper.
They're backing off of Starks. It looks like it's a 3-2 matchup, kind of.
Well, they're
with
playing
Stone going wherever.
They are. They're playing man-to-man, but they're going to cheat. It reminds me. See, he's staying.
Nelson, they're going to offensive foul. Yep, good call. It extended that right arm. Woodford, when they get stagnant in their half-court offense, it's usually ball stays in one player's hands too long.
Yes.
No ball movement, no player movement.
And they dribble. And
back to Bowling. Lines up another 3. Bingo.
They got to find him.
6 for Bowling. He didn't shoot very well Saturday on the 4th of February, but he found the range here early in this one. 11-8 Bardstown with 4:15 to play.
They also got him guarding Wade.
Right.
So he doesn't get in foul trouble.
Here's 3 out of the corner by Nelson and a foul.
A dumb foul. Good for us, but this is a dumb foul.
Boy, did he, John. And that's number 6 on.
Woodford is going to be in the bonus for the rest of that.
Yeah, the half.
Yep.
And Nelson will shoot 3. Nelson hits the first. Up off the bench for Bardstown is Ron McNear, 5'11" senior for Coach Brewer. Nelson hits the second as well. Looking much better at the free throw line here with his routine, his comfort. It's 11-10 Bardstown. And I jinxed him. Rebounded by Stone.
He got back to what he's been. He rushed it.
Yep. Here's a steal and a foul on Santonio Wade.
That's a second late call.
Yeah.
I don't like that call either.
That's the first on Wade, the second on Woodford County. Bardstown will work against this Woodford County man-to-man. You have Nelson on Stone. You have Mackay Smith. Now Nelson switches off on Bowling. Williams drives, shot a layup, hit it on the bottom side. They're going to off of Mackay Smith. I thought, boy, Didijon knocked it out.
Yeah, I think Smith had it at the very end. But they got a little confused because they said, because they can, Wade's the only.
3 out of the corner for Bowling was short. Rebound came into the hands of Wade after a couple other players knocked away from each other.
Yeah, on the defensive end, Wade's the only one that sort of is a problem. And Starks, what a, I mean, not a great finish, but man, that good post.
Yeah, that was a nice post from Starks.
Empty.
It's a 3 from Williams, no good.
Soft. That's one of the few times I've seen Nelson go the whole soft. Man, how's he do that?
Came back and got it again. Ahead to Jasper. Step back 3. Left side. Short. Goes and gets his own, though.
Crazy.
And Williams loses it out of bounds and then steps on the inline.
That's one time. That's one time I'd like for Jasper. Let's get something rolling. You miss it. You're a little short. He's short on both of them. I need him to get to the basket. He's going to go up again.
Here's Jasper out of the corner. No good. Rebounded by Starks, though. Puts it back up. Counting the foul.
That's on Bowling, I think.
Yep, and that's 2. Yep, and
that's huge.
That's the only size they have.
Well, and right now he's only scorer.
Yep, he's got 6 out of the. And we're bringing in Shannon Tung, a 5'11" senior, number 4 in purple. And we get into the game for Woodford. We get Jonte Jenkins, number 3 in white, a 6-foot sophomore, along with Nolan Asher, a 5'11" sophomore. Starks hits the free throw. He has 5.
Yeah, for me, he's been impressive tonight.
15-11, Woodford County on top.
Ooh, that's a charge.
Foul on who?
Number 1.
Number 1, that is on Tyleek Williams. That's his second.
That's an easy. That's an easy call.
8 fouls now on Bardstown, and Coach Brewer, as an official here on the near side, he just kind of says something. Doesn't really show him up. Just says something. We get the clock stopping.
Didn't have anything running, did he?
Yeah, it didn't look like it didn't run. 15-11, first quarter play here for senior day for the Yellow Jackets here in Versailles. Woodford County's gymnasium will see the host of the games here beginning on February the 20th. Jackets boys will not play until the 23rd of February. That will be Thursday, right?
Yes.
Jenkins will bring it up on Tongue. Lobs down low on the block to Kai Smith, and a charge. That was on Starks, his first.
That's questionable. I thought that kid fell that way, away from the goal. Starks is coming this way.
Right.
And
that's a tough call. And
it
again,
is.
We'll give them benefit of the doubt, but we've seen some really bad ones. Shot no good. They get it down to Didijon, and he throws it away. Starks gives off to Asher behind the back, loses it. Starks picks it up, though. Lays it up, missed it.
I'll tell you what now. He's played well.
Getting comfortable.
These first 6 minutes of this first quarter, he's been the most active and aggressive of all the kids for Woodford.
That's the 9th foul on Bardstown.
So Woodford will shoot the double bonus the rest of the way.
Yep, first free throw is good. Starks now has 6 to lead Woodford County. Seven now for him. Boy, Didijon, Stone, 12-footer, baseline no good. Boy, it is on with the rebound. Stone will try it again. Missed it. Rebounded by Asher and a foul on Tongue. That's his first. That's the 10th. So with a minute 32 left in the first quarter, Bardstown has put Woodford County in the double bonus.
Yeah, and they just grab. I mean, that's part of what the issue is. They just grab.
Well, they don't want to let Woodford get out and run.
No, and that's the purpose of the 2-1-2. It's really not, Woodford's not trying necessarily to get a steal or anything of that nature. All they're trying to do is speed up the game.
Asher goes 1 for 2, and it's 16-11 Woodford County. This is Stone, checks his dribble. High post it goes to Tongue. Down low, they give it back to Stone. They have those long arms of Jasper Johnson. I mean, I didn't think he had a prayer getting to that for a shot. He came out.
Yeah, he got beat, but yeah, like you said, because of his long arms, man, he can recover. You don't have to be as skilled and fundamentally sound when you've got long arms like that. And it just goes back to his knack of being able to smell out that ball. He just knows where it's at.
Javen Montgomery, 25 in purple, in for Bardstown. This is McNear. Drives, puts it up over a couple of Yellow Jackets and got it to go. His first two, and it's 17-13. Yellow Jackets with the lead. Yep, solid foot carry.
Right call.
Oh, yeah. Wade and Nelson back in, replacing Smith and Johnson. Sturgis coming in, replacing Starks. Now you get the ruggedness with the leaping ability of Leighton Starks. Now you put in the athletic ability with that sturdiness of Davion Sturgis. Ball was an air ball, picked up off the ground by Asher, and then a foul on Stone. That's his second. Bodies were everywhere.
They were. Again, it is a foul. But Bardstown also knocked the ball out of bounds. Instead of calling a foul, let's just take the ball out of bounds and move on. There was no advantage gained, and that's one thing that could sort of help the speed of play.
Jenkins misses the first. This is the 14th and 15th free throw of the game for Woodford County. And Jenkins misses both. Should be 17-13 because and a foul on Jenkins. His first. That's the fourth on Woodford County.
You got to know these guys are calling it tight.
Oh, yeah.
And so you got to understand that, and you got to back off.
The inbound to Montgomery.
They've allowed bumping to happen when you don't play with your hands.
Play again with a poke from behind. It goes down, lays it in. 19-13. Here's a three, no good. Rebounded by Montgomery, glass good. Got up no good by Wade, and that's the end of the first quarter. It should be 19-15. Woodford County. Back with more on the Yellow Jacket Sports Network. Woodford County High School basketball brought to you by Citizens Commerce Bank, where they believe being local matters. That's why they live and work locally here in Versailles. 2 locations, Marcel's Road just off US 60. South Main Street in downtown Versailles, then also in Frankfort, just down from Franklin County High School, up in the Palomar Shopping Center, just off of Man of War, and over in Nicholasville, over on the East Jessamine side of things. I don't know the road over there, but that's the area it's in. So that's Citizens Commerce Bank. Jack Kane Ford, 40-plus years in business. They are constantly at the top of the Ford rankings as one of the best dealerships, not only in Kentucky, but the entire country. That is Jack Kane Ford, and Bob Kane and them put on a hilarious video on Facebook today. They had their mascot dog named Blue, a little sign placard on him, and his sister, Rue, who just gave birth to 10 pups, and said, I'm working for my sister to help raise money. So it just shows you the kind of sense of humor those people have out there. They're going to call it travel on Aiden Nelson, but I don't know how you do that when you on the floor and you tip it. He didn't try to get up. He just tipped it to Asher. But a turnover on Woodford County. 13 in purple is Bryson Lyden, a 6-foot senior. He's into the lineup for the first time today. And Tylen Spalding, number 12, the guy with the basketball. How about this? 5'6", 8th grader.
Wow.
This is McNear. Bounces here to Lyden. Now to Montgomery. Now this is Spalding with it.
Question is, Coach Brewer going to stay with Bowling on the bench, or are you going to try to let him play?
I don't think you can get it that third foul line. Spalding gives it to Lyden. Lyden penetrates, has it knocked away, and hits his leg, saved it back in. Montgomery had it, lost it. Ahead to Wade. Nice throw ahead. Was that Sturgis or was that Jenkins?
Number 3.
It was Jenkins then. Wade with 4 now.
Yep. And in the back.
And a foul on Dante Jenkins. That's his second. That's the 5th on the Jackets. As we get now into the lineup, Braden Barnett, a 6'1", 8th grader as well, number 20 in purple for Coach Brewer. And back in is Jamarcus Calvert. Barnett over here down to Montgomery, knocked away. Sturgis with it. Ahead to Jenkins. Now back to Wade. Wade will penetrate.
Palm the ball.
Yep, got away with it, but he loses out of bounds anyway, so a turnover, and here comes Bowling. Coach Brewer is not going to wait long. 6:32 to go. Mark it down the second quarter. Bowling back in with those 2 fouls.
I'd go at him.
Plus, you have Williams back in with 2.
Yeah.
And Stone back in with 2.
I mean, I know you're only down if your Bard's down by 5, but it seems like you're down a whole lot more.
Right. Ahead it goes to Calvert. Try to get in low to Kurtzinger, knocked away. And then a bad pass from Wade to turn it back. Stone to Kurtzinger for the lay-in.
Yeah, I know I want to go, but, man, you're trying to thread the needle.
Wade.
So I thought they've gone to basically a 2-3. Let Bowling just roam around. It's going to get him on the floor and hopefully keep him out of foul trouble for Coach Brewer. But I'd still attack that high post.
Here's a shot good by Wade for 3. He has 7.
Yeah, that's a nice shot. Yep. His third.
That's the 3rd on Jenkins, the 6th on Woodford County. And Jenkins, a sophomore, he's going to learn. If you're back tipping, you don't come down. Back tipping means come from the floor up.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, you'll get away with that little slap on the elbow.
You will.
This is Williams. Right wing now to Kurtzinger. Stone in the corner. They run off and leave him. He'll line up a 3. Had too long to think about it. And then Mackay Smith gets a break because the Stone knocks it out of bounds. But here's the problem. Mackay became a spectator.
Yeah.
Didn't block out Stone, then watched it, and Stone almost beat him to the basketball.
I think Coach Brewer here.
Bought himself about a minute 15.
Well, he did, but he didn't gain anything.
Right.
And so I think he decided I'm just going to switch it back out because I'm going to need them. And I just need to get through this half. That's what he's coaching for. Right now, he's not coaching necessary to get better or win. Just I got to hang on and get to halftime. That's why Woodford needs to put the throttle down.
Starks to Asher, who backs it out on the dribble. It looks like a 2-3 matchup. It is. From Bardstown this time. This is Starks. And Woodford doesn't look like they understand they are right now. Coach Brewer said, stomping his foot, saying, do not leave him. Here's a deep three for Jasper. Front rim, no. Somehow Asher came through there. Starks misses the dunk.
Man, good rebound by Asher. Good pass. Just didn't finish.
Yeah.
You got to finish that.
This is Barnett working on Starks. Three on the way. Back rim, no. Starks claims the rebound. Here come his Jackets. Three for Wade. Got it.
A good idea by Jasper Johnson.
A near turnover here for Bardstown.
That's almost like a inside-out shot pass. I mean, you throw that little wing pass, and Jasper just throws it. And Santonio, he's feeling it right now, feeling confident. Hit his first two layups, and now he's hit back-to-back threes. Played well, made one bad pass.
Kurt Singer all the way down. Goes around Starks at the block. Yep, good call. Layton got there just.
In college, we may be talking about a flop.
Maybe. Maybe. That's one of those that you go, Giving up on keeping the fouls. There's so many fouls in this first half as Kurtzinger hits the first.
Well, I'm glad you have quit trying to keep up with them fouls because that means you're going to take your shoes off because you can't count them on your fingers.
18 fouls in the first half.
See, I saw you down there bent over going in.
Yeah.
That's 10, 11.
If I had a sixth finger, I'd be all right. Kurtzinger hits both.
Oh, my gosh.
Who's the pitcher in the major leagues? He had 6 fingers on each hand. Alfonseca was his name. He pitched for the Marlins.
I'll trust you on that one.
Yeah, Alfonseca.
I'm pretty sure that's information that I'm probably never going to use.
Probably not. 6'7" too, so he had some height on him. Here's that matchup zone again. Nelson.
I'd like for him to drive in there.
And right now, Woodford's got a donut in the middle of that, offense. This is Nelson in the corner to Smith. Back to Wade for three.
Go.
Bingo.
I mean, I'm telling you, you got to find him right now and ride him out on this hot streak.
Yeah, he's got 13.
He feels comfortable, and as they talk about, basket's big.
There he goes again, counting the foul. And I didn't see it. I didn't touch.
I didn't either. I thought Wade missed him. I mean, you could tell he walks a little different. And it started because he hit 2 layups.
That was on Williams. That's his third.
In the past, what he's tried to do is get his outside game started first. He got in a rhythm. I think he's played well. Everything slowed down for him for this game.
(32-19) Woodford County. Nice drive by Kurtzinger and a foul on Aiden Nelson. That's 2 on Aiden.
They called on Smith.
Well, they call on Smith. I didn't see Smith anywhere in the neighborhood, but that's his first. (16) in the first half for Santonio Wade. 7 above his average.
Hey, I mean, they found him. He's played well. Like I said, the only blemish he has on his first half is that one pass that he tried to throw and needle through.
He tried to throw it half the length of the court. which is tough to do. Kurtzinger's second free throw is off the glass, but a nice rebound by Tongue. Gives it up to Kurtzinger, swatted out of there by Makai Smith. He's the one that got rebounded on because he didn't block out on the rebound.
Yeah, they just step. They don't touch, and they don't get down, and they don't make it clear.
This is Kurtzinger, but tell you what, Bardstown will play exactly like their coach does, and that is hard the entire 32 minutes. Stone no good with the shot. Goes back, though, and takes it away from Johnson. Comes away with it again. Put it up in a foul. Is that on Nelson or is that on Johnson? Asher. That's the first on Nolan Asher. And at the line, Stone for 2. He has one of the 3 made triples for Bardstown here in the first half. Free throw is good. (32-20). Armin Boyadidijan comes in for Bowling, trying to keep him fresh, but also.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good on Coach Brewer's part to try to get. I know he's not getting in a flow, but he's also not sitting over here for 8 minutes.
Right. Rebounded by Smith. Johnson quickly down the other way. Put it up and a foul. They're going to get it on who? It's on Boyadidijan, and I don't believe he was the one that actually created the first contact. I thought it was Tongue, actually. Number 4.
Jasper started down here on this end on the three-point line. He was going to the basket.
Right. This is the first.
He just flapped tonight. You notice?
Well, he hadn't played 3 or 4 games, so
his shot's a little flat. That time he didn't have any legs.
And he got the second one. 5 for Jasper now. 33-20.
Ooh.
Here's a steal by Johnson behind the back. Hangs and lays it in. 6 for Johnson. 35-20. Is Kurtzinger now foul on Johnson?
That's what I'm talking about. As we talked about at the beginning of the game, you think you got him in check, and just like in like 10 seconds, he got 3 points.
Right.
And that's.
Give him 7 on the night, averaging 21.6.
That's how you break an opponent's back.
Right.
You know, because you say, man, we've worked.
Kurtzinger misses the free throw.
We've kept him off the scoring column, and then boom.
Before you know it, he's got 7. Kurtzinger hits the free throw. Boyadidijan will be replacing. I don't see who he came in for, but he came in for Calvert. Now Kurtzinger will come out as Tongue comes back in.
You know what? I think as much as anything, what Coach Brewer is trying to do is slow Woodford down with those subs.
Possibly.
He comes in at the free throw. There he is.
35-21. This goes Makai Smith. Ooh. Call the travel. Thought they were going to call a foul there.
Coach Brewer's actually playing this right now like it's the end of a game situation. I'm playing offense for defense.
Yeah. 2:02 to play in the first half. Woodford County 14-point advantage, 35-21 over Bardstown.
Ooh, he walked.
Yep. Kurtzinger ahead to Stone. Stone blocked by Makai Smith. He timed that one. You was watching, kind of baiting Stone into that one. Here's Johnson. Puts it down, splits the double team, goes to Wade in the corner. He'll penetrate, hangs, left it short. Nelson with the rebound, though he brought it down, and Tongue took it away.
That's the second time tonight he's sort of been soft with the ball.
Here's Stone for 3, no good. Outlet from Makai Smith to Wade, and Tongue called for the foul.
But what Santonio's doing tonight is he's making decisive decisions, and he said, I'm going to the hole. Now,
Right.
his last shot is questionable, but I'm not going to say anything because he's been on this roll, and so I'm going to be satisfied. He was going to the hole, so he's trying to do something positive, so I'm not going to critique him for that.
17 for him here in the first half.
But I like his decisiveness, and I like his confidence. And so it makes him a better player.
Second one for Wade is also good. He has 18 points here in the opening 16 minutes of play. 37-21 Jackets. Oh, nice job by Smith. And they're going to call a technical. And I don't agree with that. They're going to say on Johnson. Said he pulled up on the rim. I didn't see it. I didn't see him pull up on it.
Now, the one thing about these goals are they swing when you get them, and that can pose a problem.
I don't agree with that. Crowd doesn't. Don Offit talking to the official now and says it's going to sway. He's telling him now, but Bowling at the line for two. And he misses the first.
I have noticed tonight, Coach Offin's been the coach.
Well, Coach Brown, I don't think, is feeling well.
Yeah.
Just by watching him in the pregame. Bowling misses both. And we get a timeout for Woodford County. Timeout on the floor. Woodford County leads 39-21 here in the last regular season game. Before we get to postseason, when it's win or go home for the most part. Want to thank another fine sponsor of ours, and he's been with us since I've gotten the network up and rolling, and it was on for the last couple of years that Mac was with us. J&B Marathon Cafe right down there on Lexington Road, just outside downtown, and best breakfast in town. And you go down there any day of the week. You better get down there early or get down about 10 o'clock and then hope there's breakfast left, because that parking lot is packed for breakfast. So go see those. They also have lunch as well, specials, and took care of my seniors last Friday when we had our Valentine's Day potluck dinner as well, as far as providing the meat for us, some fried chicken. So thank Goldie and the fine folks for that. Also want to thank Steve Carroll and Carroll Floor Covering. They can take care of all your flooring needs in any type of business.
Well, Makai Smith almost got 10.
Yep. Wade again with the back tip. Tongue has it. Now to Stone, Bowling in the corner for three. Back rim, no. Johnson has it. He has Asher ahead of him. Asher will hang, miss the layup. Smith will put it back, no, but goes and gets it again.
Good pass by Jasper. I'm telling you, last year he wouldn't have given it up. He'd have kept going. Great decision. I liked it.
Three no good from McNear, but he got the rebound. Bowling right wing, no. Rebounded by Jenkins, off to Smith. Ahead to Johnson. Pulls up three right wing, yes.
That's what's ignorant right there. That ain't supposed to happen.
Here's Smith, down low to Jenkins, laid it in.
Coach Bird didn't want to do it, but he didn't have
No,
an
he
option.
didn't, but he had to.
Yeah, he didn't have an option.
A quick five from the Yellow Jackets. They lead 46-21 over Bardstown here on the Yellow Jacket Sports Network. Also want to thank Weatherization Plus. The way this weather's been, it's been cold, it's been raining, it's been howling winds, it's been snow, it's been some ice, all that in the last 3 weeks. So go see Brian Padgett and the fine folks at Weatherization Plus, just up from the high school here on Frankfort Street. They give you a free in-home estimate, and they will not differentiate of what that estimate. Once they estimate what you're going to need done, you get some duct work done. They need, and that whatever price they set, no surprises. when that final bill is due. And that's Weatherization Plus. Also, want to thank Courtney Roberts and Kentucky Farm Bureau. Big on commitment. That's Kentucky Farm Bureau all around Kentucky. Woodford going to press with this 25-point lead. They're trying to make this a happy Valentine's Day for all those involved. Jenkins hangs, laid it in.
If your Bards will stole it again.
And that's Wade.
Jenkins just picked up his 4th.
Yep. Can't reach. And we have a whistle away from the ball.
I don't know what that is, but Jenkins just picked up his 4th.
$20 for Santonio Wade in the first half.
I'm glad for him. He's had some up and down moments, and they need him. If they're going to make a run, they need him. Gives them another ball handler, gives them
another score if he's
if he could shoot like
doing what he's doing tonight.
Yeah.
Tongue at the line for 2. So rattles and stays. Montgomery along with Ladian and John coming in for Bardstown. 50-22. No good. Rebound by Smith.
Woo.
And he lets it fly. No good. Did they call a foul? They did. On Montgomery.
I was going to say, there's a lot of contact there, the way they've been calling.
Yeah. No, John. That's his 3rd. The line will be Makai Smith for 3. First one is a line drive.
Yeah, he just threw it up there. Got to shoot the ball.
And he's getting 3 because it happened way behind the 3-point arc. At the second, that's 3 now for Makai. Makai, the second leading scorer on this team at 13.6. He has 4. As we go to the halftime break, 52-22. Woodford County on top at the halftime break here on the Yellow Jacket Sports Network. Back here at Woodford County High School, Woodford County comfortably ahead of Bardstown here at the halftime break, 52-22 over the Bardstown Tigers. Jackets jumped on them early and kept the pedal to the metal, so to speak. Steve, and it's been the Santonio Wade show basically the first half. He has 20.
Yeah, and actually I would say too, you had sparks early, on the boards, on the hustle, first quarter, and then Santonio Wade just sort of kicked it in another gear. And like I said, he's playing confident, and he's playing decisive. He said, man, I'm going to get it, I'm going to go, and I'm going to take it to the hole, or I'm going to shoot. Everything's been in rhythm. And good. He's only really made one really bad decision in the past, and then questionable shot on one where he tried to do a little bit too much maybe. But as I said, man, I'm going to take it. if he brings that every single time, he makes this Woodford team 10 times better.
Right.
In fact, he makes them tough to deal with because who are you going to guard? If you're going to slack off on Johnson, then he can nail this shot and handle the ball. Takes pressure off Nelson and Smith, and that's what, to me, Sparks brings to this table. I like watching him play in that first quarter. And he was doing good post-up work, and he was doing the dirty work. I mean, that's what he is. He just did the dirty work. And then you got Jasper that just sort of kicked it in and just said, I'm going to the hole. I'm going to – man, this shot on the wings just nuts. I mean, it's just not what should typically as a coach you're saying, don't take that shot. But in Jasper's case, I'm letting him take the shot because the percentage is on your side because he makes more than he misses on those. And it just gets him going. And Woodford needs him to get hot at times, especially against really good teams. And it's hard to guard him because he's so long.
Right.
And then he's just a magnet to the ball. That's still the part that sort of gets me is, man, he just knows where it is. He knows how to go get it. And for the most part, does it without fouling. And so this group here tonight, I mean, they got Bardstown outmanned to some degree, but they've taken bowling out of the game, which just adds a whole different component that Bardstown doesn't have somebody to fill in.
Right. And he's the only size they have. He's 6'6", goes about 205 pounds maybe. And
yeah, it's more about height. It's not about girth for him because he's not a big kid.
Right.
But, man, nice shot. He's been a little off. But part of that is rhythm. He's had to come sit down. I think if you're Bardstown, there for a while, I would have said, man, I feel pretty good. We're only down 8-10, and my stud hadn't played. And then all of a sudden, Woodford, I don't know how they finished the quarter. I didn't write it down, but my
34-7 in that second quarter. That's nuts. And most of that's San Antonio way. That's 18 of them from San Antonio in the second quarter.
Yeah, he was impressive. And it just, you know, they talk about in big games,
right,
things slow down. You could visibly see tonight, if you paid attention, you could see for San Antonio way in that second quarter, the game slowed down. I mean, I know it's a fast-paced game, and you're saying all this and this, but for him it slowed down because, man, he saw the opening. He could see his shot. He could visualize the positivity of what he was doing. All that was circled up in the game for him. That's what they mean by slowing the game down. And it was slow for him in the second half.
Right.
And he is lightning fast. And then I was actually pleased. Woodford gets a little handsy at times on defense.
Right.
And they really did adjust quite well. These officials have called it tight, but they've called it consistent. You know, we may not agree with a call or two, but they've been consistent with what they did. And you could tell, you know, as a coach sometimes you do count and say, well, my goodness, man, they got 3 fouls, we got 14.
Right.
But Coach Brewer never talked to those officials much because we only question about, 2 calls that they made? Or should they, shouldn't they? And to me, that they don't always get kudos. But these 3 guys in this first half, I think, have done really well to keep it sort of consistent in what they were calling on both ends.
Right. Well, Woodford leads 52-22 here at the halftime break. Jackets back out quickly out of the halftime locker room there, and not much to really talk about at halftime for Coach Jerron Brown and his staff. If we're going to nitpick, there's a couple of times that blockouts were missed and wound up watching the basketball instead of going and getting it. But, then a pass or two here and a couple of defensive breakdowns, but not much to talk about on the negative side for Woodford County. Also, before I forget, I want to start thinking again, a lot of our fine sponsors. We got a ton of them that have joined us throughout the year for the network, and I want to thank, again, Versailles Brewing Company. If it wasn't for Curtis Congleton and Gary Jones and Versailles Brewing Company, we wouldn't have a place to do the Dennis Johnson football coaches show, which we call From the Sidelines, but wouldn't have that on Thursday nights leading into the Friday night football games, and we wouldn't have the camera here that we were able to shoot now and have our video stream with us every game that we're allowed to do of Woodford County Athletics. So I want to thank Versailles Brewing Company. And, folks, you want to talk about a local company? Everything they serve in-house at the Versailles Brewing Company is either grown or raised right here in Woodford County. I mean, I'm talking everything. So just go see the fine folks. They have live music every Saturday night, too, if I'm not mistaken. And trivia night is on Wednesday nights. And then football season, we're out there on Thursday nights with the high school football and athletic director, Dennis Johnson. Also want to thank Jason Go, State Farm, right across the street, right over here on Frankfort Street from the high school. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Go see Jason Go, State Farm. Also want to thank Rick Pichter and the fine folks out at Falling Springs Rec Center, right out in front of Community Stadium. Everything under one roof there at
except for the
Falling
Lazy
Springs.
River.
Well, the Lazy River, that's outside, but they got a competition pool inside that the Jacket Fish are using currently and have had a really good season this year.
Yeah.
The diving and swimming Jackets have, so a lot of great things going on there. Also, Workout Anytime. It's your body, your fitness, it's your time. Go see Workout Anytime in the Woodford Plaza.
Doesn't it sound weird to call them Jacket Fish?
It does.
I mean, because
Sounds weird.
Yeah,
but
a yellow jacket can't get wet.
Probably not, but we would have to hold Matt Calvert accountable for that, because I think he was the first one that coined that phrase.
a
jacket fish, correct.
Jacket fish.
Right.
Yeah, I've seen them in the paper, man.
They're doing well.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, congratulations to the WCMS Middle School 6th grade Tiger basketball team, boys basketball team, winning the Bluegrass Middle School Conference championship. Beat Scott County, I think, by 10.
Yeah, that's, it's pretty solid. And that's despite their coach, J.P. Gibson,
I'll leave that one alone.
Yeah, I don't know who's there. I don't know who coaches.
Nick Mullins, I think, isn't he?
Is it 6th grade?
I think.
Yeah. I mean, JP's over all three teams, but yeah, I give him a hard. I bet he'll run me down one day.
I don't think so, but we'll see.
I run into him at the middle school all the time and try to remind him, he's about the half coach as everybody else.
Man. Here's a three as we get the second half started. Left it short, did Calvert. And rebounded by Starks. Gives it off to Johnson. Back to Nelson.
Bardstown comes out man to man.
Yeah, that's that zone again. Johnson down the lane, underhand, lays it in. Boy, I tell you. That's 14 for Johnson now. 54-22, Woodford County. Go down, and it's off the hands of Calvert. So Woodford County will get it back. Leading by 32. Here's Nelson to Wade. Around to Johnson. They play catch outside this 2-3 zone. Wade around to Johnson in the corner to Mackay Smith. Starks just kind of hanging out in that right-hand corner over there. Here's Wade, a deep three. Back rim, no. Rebounded by Bowling.
Bad shot.
No. Here's Stone. on the right wing.
Ooh.
Boy, Nelson was coming.
Oh, my
And
goodness.
Stone picked
Boy,
it up
did you hear that train?
just at the last second. Rebound, or this is Williams out front with Johnson guarding him. High post to Bowling. Bowling turned right into Johnson, and Johnson picked his pocket. Step back three for Jasper. In and out. Rebounded by Tongue. Gives it off to, or excuse me, that is Calvert. This is Williams, three left wing, back rim. No. Rebounded by Wade. Ahead to Johnson, but threw it behind him.
Gotten a little sloppy.
Calvert going to come out as McNear comes in and replaces him. This is the thing with Bardstown. They have some talent. They only have one really true big guy as far as the height's concerned. But despite the efforts by Coach Brewer to try to keep them fresh, they fatigue because they don't have as deep a bench as the Jackets do. Rebounded by Smith, and here come the Jackets again. 2 minutes in, Jackets have the only basket of the second half, and
Woo.
Wade, I thought was going to leave that one
Well,
shy.
he did too. He just huffed real quick there. So
56-22 Jackets, and if they hit the next bucket, we'll get the running clock. Here's Stone, no good. Rebounded
Starks
by
had
Kurt
that
Singer. Yeah, he was sitting and put in by Kurt Singer.
first half. He'd have had that one.
Yep, here's Johnson.
Wow.
Left-hand flush.
That was explosive.
Yep, 16 for
that
Jasper.
was a quick step.
Here's Nelson with a steal. Headed back the other direction for Woodford. Back to Johnson, three straight away. Bingo.
Running clock.
7 quick ones, and he has 19. Here's a ball knocked out of bounds. 61-24, Woodford County by 37. Bowling comes out. Bowling's been having a problem with strep, so he's probably not got his legs underneath him. Here's Stone out of the corner for three. Good. A timeout, Woodford County, real quickly. Don Offit's going to say, we're zoning inbounds. This is what I want you to do. So it's 61-27. Woodford County with 4:43 to play in the third, leading over Bardstown. Let's give you the rest of that schedule as far as the 30th district is concerned as soon as we can do this. Also want to thank Showplace Realty, downtown Versailles, 183 South Main Street, whether it be home, business, or commercial, whether you want to buy or sell. Go see Brad Lawson, the fine folks down there at Showplace Realty in Versailles, and list it or find. They can help you find not only in just Woodford County, but surrounding counties and across the country. They can help you find something.
Right.
We have now the young, actually we have McNear trying to guard Johnson. Johnson with it here on the left side. Step back three on the way, short. Starks just.
Yeah, he went straight up, but that's another questionable call. Now we're dribbling too much. Sort of getting stagnant. Some of that's the score, but we need to get moving.
Agreed. Here's a steal by Stone. He'll run it down. Left-hand layup, no good. Rebounded by Williams. That used to be a technical foul, slapping the backboard. Tongue misses. Ahead to Johnson to Starks. Two-hand flush. And another one. I tell you what, that, folks,
That's quick.
that's not a technical foul.
But he walked.
Yeah, but that's not a technical foul for hanging on the rim.
He walked.
3 on Starks. misses the
He's
free
trying to
throw.
tell Coach Brown that he did a chin-up.
No.
I thought that was a quick one.
Yeah, I thought both of them were, to be honest with you. Misses both. The boys' action looks like this. Shelby County against Collins. That'll be Monday, February the 20th. That'll be around 8 o'clock for that tip-off. Give that between the quarters here.
Running.
Stone for three, no good. Rebounded by Johnson. Johnson down the lane.
That's almost
counter.
2 shots.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, that's close. If you're just grabbing a shirt, you're not even trying to make a play on the ball.
That's 21 now for Jasper. Yeah, 21.
That's what I'm talking about. You think you checked him.
This is the free throw, though.
That's rare.
He's an 80% foul shooter.
You can tell he's off, and he's got 21.
Yep, here's Stone. Pulls up from 12. Got it. 65-29. Woodford leads.
Yeah, I'd soon be thinking about getting some of these kids out.
Yep, here's Wade. Wade to Mackay Smith. Here's Johnson. Wade just pounds the dribble out in the middle of the circle. Gets a screen from Johnson. Now that Smith pulls up, 18-footer, good.
Wow.
Boy, if Mackay Smith can hit that shot, Woodford's going to be a tough out down the stretch. Here goes Kurtzinger. Jump hook in the lane. Back rim, no. Starks had it taken away by Kurtzinger. High archer, no. Stone, though, with a heck of a tip. Doesn't go. Rebounded by Smith. Off to Nelson. To Jasper, and he throws it behind him. I don't know how many times that cover on that particular heating control unit down there has been knocked off over the years. Steve and I probably been a part of that a few times in practice.
Where did that kid come from, man? He came from out of nowhere.
Off the left wing, and Stone just had a heck of an elevation there. This is bowling back in. Woodford County leading by 38. Stone, touch pass to Kurtzinger. Lost it into the hands of Asher. Bounces ahead to Wade. Wade will throw it off the backboard. Johnson said, I'll just lay it in.
Well,
23 now for Jasper.
It didn't look like Wade was going to do that, so Jasper didn't keep coming.
This is Stone. And a nice shot by Stone. Should be 69-29, am I right, Steve? That is 11 for Stone.
Antonio Wade just scored.
Jasper, was he tying his shoe or is he injured?
He lost it.
Oh, lost his shoe.
When he stepped in, it came right out of his shoe.
71-31, Woodford by 40. I'm not mistaken. Wade and Johnson go to the
players in, boys. Come on.
Yeah, it should be 71. They have 69-31 on the scoreboard here inside. I just did a quick count. It's 71-31.
Oh, my goodness. Boy, now we're counting again.
Well, we're counting because I got the score sheet here in front of me. They go down to Montgomery. Right now for Woodford County, we'll give you some guys here in a minute. Montgomery again off his hands. Asher is 12. He's been in. Jenkins has been in. 24 in white. That's Davion Sturgis.
And I think Jenkins is hoping for this running clock. He might make it through the quarter.
Maybe. Number 30 is Braden Burton for Woodford County. This is, again, these numbers. And I'm not sure who number 5 is. I think that's Ethan Johnson, but I'm not sure. Jenkins, the shot up, short. That's the end of the quarter. Woodford County leads 71-31 over Bardstown. Jackets have won every quarter. 18-15 after one. It was 34-7 in the second quarter. That was the quarter that was the knockout blow.
Yeah.
And then 19-9 here in the third quarter.
Yeah, it staggered them, and they haven't recovered.
No.
I mean, Bardstown still, they're trying, but.
Well, they're not going to quit playing hard, and that's what their head coach, James Boo Brewer, did in his day at Bardstown, then at U of L, and now is instilling in these kids. No matter what the score is, I expect you to still play hard.
Yeah, and it's hard. It really is hard. And, Woodford just sort of busted them in the mouth, and they staggered them, and they can't make it.
Yep. Is that Johnson, number 5 in white?
You're better to than me.
I don't know, because we
they changed numbers.
We can't keep up with the numbers. I have Braden Burton is 33, but he's 30. I know only Braden because of his baseball days. I know Davion, I got him down as 14. He's got 24 here tonight. Jenkins has the same number, and so does Asher that I have him.
I think they come in there and have sort of like ice cream flavor of the month. They got number of the month.
I guess. High post, it goes to Bowling, guarded by Sturgis. Bowling pulls up 17-footer to the right elbow. Back rim, no. Rebounded backside. I believe that's Johnson for Woodford. Gives behind him to Jenkins. Asher. Guarded by Stone. Now to Jenkins.
So this is a flex. The Woodford run. Missed.
Burton drives, pulls up, short. And it goes off of Sturgis for Woodford County. Goes back.
And this Sturgis coming on this baseline screen on the flex.
Tell you what, have you seen Davion play linebacker on football? Oh, gosh. He had 18 tackles in a game. I believe that might have been against Collins. He was just all over the field. Kurtzinger drives and lays it in.
Yeah, if they ain't figured
Nine
out.
for Kurtzinger.
He's left-handed.
Yeah. Here goes Jenkins. Floater in the lane. Back rim, no. Rebounded by Stone on the backside. Deflected. And traveling.
I'm not sure that he traveled, but that sure looked awkward enough.
It did.
You got to call something.
If it looks fun, in the immortal words of Bernie Jenkins, the longtime basketball official here in Central Kentucky, if it looks funny, it probably was. Here's a foul on Sturgis. His first. Haven't had a whole lot of fouls in this second half. Of course, the running clock has had a little bit to do with that. Bowling has 6. But again, he has been playing over the last couple of weeks ill. He's had strep. Anybody's had strep, it just saps your energy. He hits both free throws. He has 8.
Yeah, he's been
good young man, too.
Yeah, he's been off tonight. You can tell he's got a nice shot.
Jenkins, left-hand layup, off, went wrong-footed, too. Sturgis had it, and then Montgomery just takes it away from him. Lobs ahead to Kurtzinger, jump stop over, and puts it in. Kurtzinger now with 11. 71-36. Asher is fouled. By Kurtzinger, that's the third on Kurtzinger. Jackets will be in action here on Thursday, February 23rd. As Jenkins drives, puts it up again, he goes wrong-footed. He has 6. 75-37. Williams to Kurtzinger. Williams in the right corner. 5:10 to play. Right hand scoop, no good. Bowling with a rebound. Put pass out to Montgomery, around to Stone. Missed Kurtzinger on the block. He'll fall away from 7. In and out. Rebounded by Jenkins. Jenkins to Asher. Williams almost snuck in the back door there.
I was going to say, I didn't know if I was going to make it through there or not.
Asher, floater, left it short, rebounded by Williams. Sturgis hits the deck, and here he comes again. Ahead to Kurtzinger, left-hand layup good. 73-39. That's what I thought.
Ooh, he just
High
threw
off
that
the
up.
way. Yep. Rebounded by Sturgis. Put it
Nice
off the
rebound.
glass.
Nice rebound.
I tell you, Sturgis is an absolute freak of an athlete. Just doesn't know how good he can really be. Sturgis going to be called for his second as Bowling puts the ball in. He has 8. Second on Sturgis. I tell you what, he bursted on the scene last year as a freshman back in 2021 on the football field, just out of nowhere. Last year, and I tell you what, he and Jackson Geiler, 2021, made a tandem on the inside.
Yeah.
With 2 inside linebackers. You didn't know which one was coming on a blitz with Keith Brown and the defense coordinator. And then all of a sudden, both of them were staring you in the face as the quarterback in the backfield. They both were what you would call spending a lot of time in the backfield. This is Asher.
That's a double dribble, ain't it?
No, I got knocked out of his hand. Rebounded by BARDSTOWN. I'm assuming that's not Righteous Harris. I don't have a clue if number 35 is the lay in there. This is
Got number 15.
15. Don't have him on there. I think that's DeAndre Shekels, I think. Don't have him on there. Asher with a spin and lay in. 3 now for Asher.
I think if you gave number 15 about 4 or 5 Kroger bags, you might get him to 100 pounds.
Maybe. He is a very thin young man.
Hey man, look at how long them legs are.
Oh, he is.
Oh my God.
They go 6'2", if that's who I think is. Asher again down the lane. Give him 5. We're getting into the game, I am assuming. DeAndre Shekels, I think, is 14. 20 is Braden Barnett. 22 is Tayon Clay, a 5'4 senior. 22 in purple. And 45, you can't miss him. Tyler Harmon, 6'2 junior. He goes 275.
Yeah, you big boy.
He's a big man. He's solidly built, too. He's not
No.
flabby in any shape, form, or fashion. Guarantee you he plays football.
Oh my gosh.
This is Barnett. Now on to Harmon. Harmon just moves Probst back. Probst goes 6'6", but about 160 maybe? 170?
Yeah,
Maybe. Maybe. That's Carson Probst, his
You
first.
put Probst and number 15 for Bardstown together, and 45 still got both of them.
Harmon's free throw is an air ball. 79-46. Been all Woodford County tonight after the first quarter. It was only a 3-point lead for the Jackets after 1, and the second quarter was a blitzkrieg. Harmon misses both.
He wasn't going to be short again.
No. And we get a timeout. Woodford County probably gets somebody in the lineup.
They call him 5 out.
Oh, 5 out. They thought he called timeout. The official laughing, and I'm sure Coach Alvin had something funny to say, though.
5 out.
And that's very rare that when Coach Alvin, when the game's going on, has something funny to say. He is all business. Woodford County's going to move to 14-12 on the season, Steve. Shot no good. Rebounded by Harmon. Barnett pulls up from 10. Got hit on the elbow by Burton.
That was easy.
I like this Braden Barnett. He's only an 8th grader. He goes 6'1", though. So Barnett will hit the first free throw. 79-47. Back rims it, no. Burton couldn't get it, tipped it out, and Barnett got it. Now foul on Burton again. So Braden's got his name in the book a couple of times with a couple of fouls, nonetheless. Looking forward to seeing that young man. He had a pretty good freshman campaign for Coach Paul Patterson's Bat Jackets. Here's Barnett. Blow it to Harmon, who just, I tell you what, he cleared some space with that big body and just.
That's a good pass from number 20.
Yeah, that's Barnett, the 8th grader, made a nice pass to Harmon. And another foul on Probst. Probst is going to be good, though. You can see some skills with him. He just got to get some strength.
Yeah, he got to grow into his body, get a little bit more experience. And some of that comes with confidence.
Right. 40 seconds to go in the game. Woodford County up 30. Deep three for Burton. He can do that. He can do that. 82-49, Woodford County. Here's another shot up and in and out. Probst with the rebound. Burton ahead. Back to Asher. Coach Don Offit says, nope, we're done scoring. Barnett out to guard. Now to Barnett, or to Burton. Now to Asher. That'll do it. Woodford County wins on senior night convincingly over Bardstown, 82-49. And Steve, I can truly honestly think if Woodford plays like this, and granted now, Bardstown is no Anderson County, but if Woodford can get the contributions from everybody they got tonight, no matter if Jasper has a great night or not, I think they move into the district championship game. But it is going to be one heck of a district tournament here, boys and girls.
Oh, no, I agree with that. And, you know, what's crazy is I think you said Jasper had, 21 points?
I'll give it to you here in a second.
And in some ways you could say, compared to how he normally plays, he stunk tonight.
Right.
And he got 21.
He got 23, actually.
23. So, you know, that bodes well for Woodford. You know, he didn't play very good, and he still comes up with 23 points. What I liked about what Jasper did tonight, because his game wasn't on. I mean, his shot was short. It didn't look like he was in the flow of things all the time and in rhythm. But he kept everybody else involved. He didn't try to do things that he's not capable of doing. And in the past, he's tried to do that. He's tried to do too much. And he didn't do that tonight. And so I thought that was really good for Jasper. It shows his maturity as a player. And then obviously we talked about Santonio Wade. Stellar game tonight. Played probably his best game I've seen him play. And it shows confidence. And that's a key component for Woodford moving forward. If Wade gets in the mix, I don't need him to score 20 points.
Right.
But I never got around to it in our pregame. But man, if he could average about 7 to 10 assists and give me about 6 or 8 points, man, we're going to be successful. I think sometimes he gets flustered a little bit because he's not producing points. And that's not necessarily what he has to do. Man, he handles that ball so well. And he is so fast that, man, he could dish out the assist if he would just focus in on that aspect. Tonight, his offensive game came, but that's because he made some decisive decisions early. And I think the other thing is, I mentioned, he got layups.
Right. He let the game come to him. He didn't
Yeah.
try to force something that wasn't there.
Which then all of a sudden slows that game down for him so he can make good decisions, be confident. And then everybody else, Leighton Sparks gave good minutes early. I like the progression he's making. My goodness, man, I'm gonna tell you what. First couple games we saw, he was just sort of like a stumbling, bumbling kind of guy.
Right.
But man, now he plays with purpose, and I like how he played tonight. Got a little lazy in the second half, but that's sort of typical when you're up 30.
When you're up big, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, like you said, it was a good, to me, overall team game. I thought they played team ball tonight, which makes them better. They're
Right.
bad. They're bad when they're selfish.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not too many teams that they can beat. Tonight they played as a unit and played as a team, and they're tough. I'm not worried about their record. I think Coach Brown has seasoned them to make a pretty hard run,
Right.
and people better be ready to play them. Because if they're not, you just saw here, they can run them out of the gym, and they can do it quickly.
Yeah, in a heartbeat. Well, Woodford County will move into the district tournament. They'll host here at the High. That'll be beginning on Monday night. And we'll give you the Monday night schedule. I thought I'd seen that here earlier, but I guess not. Got a couple more games. Anderson County and Spencer County still vying for the top spot in the district. Now, that will probably have to occur with some kind of formula to find out who's the number one seed, because they split during the regular season. Both won by about the same amount of scoring, so it's going to be typical. We do know the 4 and 5 seeds, Woodford County and Collins, will play each other on Monday night, the 20th, right here. I believe that game begins at 6 o'clock. The boys' game will follow. That's Collins and Shelby County in the boys' side of things. When it comes to the boys' end of things, it's a little bit easier to tell you. We'll tell you what their bracket is. The following night, on February the 21st, the winner of that girls' game between Collins and Woodford will move ahead to play either Anderson or Spencer on the 21st. That game will be at 6:30, 6 or 6:30 for that game, or it might be 5:30. Heck, I don't know. They don't have the girls' schedule posted. Dennis said it would be posted. It's not posted yet.
Yeah, I think all the games they'll either be 6 or 6:30.
Yeah.
I want to say last year they put them 2 hours apart.
Yeah, so it might be 6. 6. The boys' game that night, the winner of that Shelby County Collins game, will be the second game on Tuesday night, the 21st. The winner of Shelby and Collins will take on Spencer County at 8 o'clock on Tuesday. Woodford County will not play till Thursday night, February the 23rd. They will be the 8 o'clock game. They'll take on Anderson County, a team they beat by 35, I think it was 61-26 earlier in the year, right here at the Hive. Anderson much improved over the year, though, as the year's gone along. They did knock off Collins in Lawrenceburg. So we'll see what happens there when that comes about. Championship games are Friday, February the 24th. So, Steve, unfortunately, you won't be with us next week.
No, I'm going to be gone, and so I'm excited. I'm getting ready to head out to go over to Israel for about 8 to 10 days, and I'm excited about it. Never been.
Never been? Okay.
So I'm excited. It's on my bucket list.
So
of
now
things.
it's gone.
It's going to be gone, yeah. So I'm really excited about it. And so, yeah, I hate to miss the district tournament, but hope to be back. Hope these boys are still playing. They can be a fun group to watch. They can be a frustrating group,
but also be a fun
group. They can be a really fun group to watch, and I hope they're still playing, and I really do.
Right.
If they'll stay focused and play team ball, they got a chance to make a good run.
I agree. Well, Woodford County only has 2 players in double figures tonight, led by Santonio Wade with 24, 23 for Jasper Johnson, 9 for Leighton Starks. We had 6 each for Makai Smith and Jonte Jenkins. We had 5 points for Nolan Asher, 3 points for Braden Burton, And then 2 points apiece for Aiden Nelson, John McCreer, and for Davion Sturgis for a total of 82. So Woodford County wins it tonight over Bardstown. And they'll await the Anderson County Bearcats in the opening or the semifinals of the 30th District Tournament on February the 23rd. I want to tell everybody we were planning on doing every game of the 30th District Tournament, but I have a little procedure I'm going under on Tuesday morning. We'll be back on Tuesday night to do those games on the 21st. So if you're tuning in on the 20th, we're going to be unable to do it unless I can find somebody to fill in for me on the 20th. But nothing major, not anything to be scared about for me, but we'll see. Steve, thank you for another good year, and hopefully we'll be seeing you at Henry County with the boys.
Absolutely. Hope so.
Final score again, Woodford County 82, Bardstown 49 for Steve Bruce and all our fine sponsors. This has been the UK Sports Medicine Game of the Week on the Yellow Jacket Sports Network.